Mark here again with an exotic car play place, and I think what today I'm going to do is talk to you guys, show you about a recent visit I had when I was at the Lambo dealer here locally. It's springtime here, and I find every spring you get a little itchy to buy a new car. So not that I dislike my Gallardo here, I love the car immensely, but I decided to start looking around. I thought I'd have a look and see what the Huracan is all about. I spoke with one of the salespeople at the local dealer, and I got some information about some cars. So let's run down the parts, let's run down the options list here, and you'll notice the colors, the regular colors are, relatively affordable in the Lambo world anyway. But if you look, actually, if you want your car in a matte type finish, you're going to be expecting to pay much more money in the way of $16,000, $17,000. Pretty substantial in the matte finish, but again, if you want to have that unique look, that's the price to pay with a Lambo. And moving right along, if you're looking for that engine bonnet, the one that comes, the transparent, the clear one with the forged composites, you're looking at dishing out another $7,700 Canadian to buy those options. They do really finish the car up very nicely. These, I believe, are only for the coupe, but nonetheless, it is a beautiful look. Of course, you have to finish off with some floor mats. Here we have the floor mats with the leather piping and double stitching for a paltry $800. So now really at the end of the day, what I ended up doing was speccing out my favorite particular setup in the Huracan. Now with that car, my favorite happens to be a Spider. A Spider in two-wheel drive form. Why? Well, I love the Spider. The looks of the Huracan in a Spider is wonderful. Personally, I love that look. It looks better as a Spider in my opinion, than the Gallardo does. So anyway, I like the Spider, so I had that specced out. Also, in addition, I also had the two-wheel drive specced out, because if you'll know, four-wheel drive in a Lamborghini, they work great for traction and for poor road conditions. But Lamborghini has always, since they've applied four-wheel drive to their cars, they've always had a tendency to kind of lose some of that immediacy and that sensitivity in the steering like Ferrari has. So what I've ended up doing is speccing out a two-wheel drive Spider. Not for the cost, but because the driving sensation. The two-wheel drive version actually gives you a lot quicker, more immediate response in the steering. So let me summarize and say, okay, there's two-wheel drive, there's Spider, but I also looked at the extended warranty. Now when you're buying a Lamborghini like this, the warranties are very important. Obviously parts can be very expensive. When you look on this price list, about $5,000 gets you a 4-year extended. 5 years it costs you $10,000. So it's a huge jump from 4 or 5 years. However, if you can stomach it, that's probably not a bad thing to have. It's sure great to be able to just, you have a problem, you drive the car down to the dealer or tow it down to the dealer and it gets looked at. So anyway, one other thing is I ended up speccing out the car in a Rancho Borealis, which happens to be orange, for those that maybe aren't sure. So I specced the car in orange. I also matched it up with orange calipers and orange interior stitching on a black leather interior. Beautiful color combination. I love the match, but subtle. The calipers, the stitching, very subtle. So some of you are probably wondering, okay, yeah, that's all well and good. The color's great. The Spider's great. Why would you go with the two-wheel drive? Two-wheel drive. I mean, there's people with the Gallardos, for example, like this, that would take the all-wheel drive version. They would remove the axles from the front and the front diff and call it a two-wheel drive and call it the Balboni edition. Well, really, in essence, that's not the case. There's more engineering going on behind there. So I want to get that car straight from the factory in two-wheel drive format. When I spoke with the salesman, the two-wheel drive is actually not only two wheels driven, it's slightly detuned because obviously the extra power, it has a problem already grabbing traction. But with the two-wheel drive as well, they make a modification to the rear suspension. The two-wheel drive car actually has a softer suspension because under hard acceleration, it tends to bite down a little more at the rear and offer you a lot better traction under hard acceleration. So the rear suspension on a two-wheel drive car is actually a lot more compliant and a lot softer than it would be in the all-wheel drive version. So it's a personal preference. They both are great cars, great options, so that's just my choice. So in summary, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Tell me if you agree or not. I mean, I love the car spec like this. This is kind of something I've been looking at for a while. I may actually, write the check, get the job done. We'll see, I guess, and as time goes on here. For now, I'll continue on driving the Gallardo. I love the car again. No regrets. I'm not in a rush to buy a Huracan. However, I may do that sometime soon. So again, if you could, please subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you again. Bye-bye.